So the market is crashing, but I've actually invested all my coins because there's a trend that is really good over Footmas. And we'll be talking about anything else that's happened in the last 24 hours or has been leaked for the near future. But before we do and start underway with today's video, if you guys are interested, I do offer a daily subscriber trading service over on Twitch, which you can get for free with Amazon Prime. All you need to go and do is click on the top link in the description and subscribe over on Twitch. It is either £5, €5, or $6, all free with Amazon Prime. In there you'll receive yourself daily updated investing guides, daily updated trading guides, and a recent investment that was put in no more than a few hours ago from making this video was Salvinio, who recommended at 48k on both consoles, and he's favoured to keep him rising going into the evening, so a nice little flip within 24 hours. So, the whole market is crashing. We were talking about how the market was crashing already yesterday, and I mean the market did kind of then crash even multiple hours after that video. It does seem to be rebounding a little bit now, but what we're going to be doing is, well, the market I guess is still favoured to go and crash on Friday, but what I've done is I've basically gone very heavily unassigned, buying hundreds, if not even maybe up to a few thousand, and I'm going to continue buying at the moment. So I'm making investments despite anticipating the market crashing. We talked about in previous videos, the market is favoured to crash from the 20th all the way through to the 26th. And then it's favoured to rebound. Well, even though there is a market that crashes between the Friday and the 26th, there's also a market that rises, and that's what I've got invested all my coins into. Now we talked about this a little bit yesterday, and well, 2 days ago, and that was one of the cards that actually rise during Winter Wildcard is the gold cards that go out of packs. So we were talking about how the Winter Wildcard Eder Militao did well out of packs last year, or the gold version of Eder Militao when he got Winter Wildcard did well out of packs. We were talking about how when we went and got ourselves the Van Dijk that went out of packs, his gold card did well. Well, what we've basically got this year's Winter Wildcard and Best of Release, so we can basically go and make some investments. So let me go and show you a little example. So for example, Breme, who went out of packs last year as a Thunderstruck, as you can see right here, these are the best of out of packs. We can see that Breme went from 2.7k up there to 5k. So we can see that basically when cards are out of packs, they rise nicely, but it kind of depends on where the demand and what the demand is for these cards. Now, what happened last year is the best of went out of packs on the 21st, and they're out of packs all the way till the 1st of January. So they basically were out of packs for almost the best part of 2 weeks. In comparison to, let's say you went and bought the Footmas team, they were only out of packs for 7 days. So buying the players that go out of packs for the re-release, presuming they're going to go and take them out or re-release these cards for 2 weeks in comparison to the promo team, which is just 1 week, they should be a better investment. They're out of packs for longer, they should do better. So yeah, we've got this week's or this year's cards that are getting re-released. So this is the team that's getting re-released. We've also got ourselves the Winter Wildcard team, and there's the Winter Wildcard team that's getting released. So we're going to talk a little bit about the investments to go and make in the gold cards that are going out of packs. But I think before I talk about the investments made this year, let me go and show you, and I guess what I've gone heavily unassigned on, let me go and show you how well they did last year. Now, I've kind of broken this up into about 3-4 different groups of players. Because, of course, someone like Vinicius Jr. is going to have different demand when his gold card isn't in packs than someone like maybe Golden Golo Kante. So basically, there's different like sections or different subsections of players that go out of packs. So the first one I'm going to talk about is going to be low-rated fodder. These are players that I would say this year is anything from about an 83 all the way up to anything that's an 85. These players are very useful for repeatable upgrade SBCs and just the cheaper, well-demanded SBCs. So the players that I've got here is we've got 84 Breme and we've got 85 Grealish. We actually do have 86 Kante and 86 Krachawi, but they had slightly different trends. So we can see that the Breme was the cheapest on the Thursday. Last year these cards went out of packs on the Thursday. This year they're going out of packs on the Friday. And they were out of packs all the way till the 1st of December. We can see, ever since the 23rd of December, he rose about 200 coins, well, 200 to 400 coins every single day until he went back in packs then, and then obviously he went and crashed. So a really nice investment here in the likes of Breme, who went from 2.7 and he always doubled in price and went up to 5k. The 85s also did very, very well. This is them going out of packs on the Thursday. So initially he didn't really do that well out of packs, but I wouldn't be too worried. And then between the the 23rd up until the 1st, he then went from 5.1 up there to 7.1. So it's not a bad rise. It was a 40% increase for a player, which I definitely wouldn't complain about. Now, the 86s didn't really do as well because I believe these would have been more neglected from being needed for SBCs. We can see that he went out of packs on the Thursday at 9.6k, but he actually then proceeded to go down to 9.1k even though he was out of packs. And this would have been because people would have invested in him, but then fodder wasn't demanded, so the rest of the 86s that were in packs would have crashed, and therefore people would have panic sold him. Well, after he did go and get panic sold, he went from 9.1 up there to 10.6. So yeah, it wouldn't have been too crazy of an investment, and that's why we always favour the lower rated fodder than the high rated fodder, because someone like a Kante isn't being used for a 10 times 82, whereas 83s, 4s and 5s, they've got a much higher chance of being needed. Now, we saw the same sort of trend happen here with Krachawi, but we saw there being a bit of additional demand. And I don't think it really takes a rocket scientist to understand why there maybe be additional demand for Krachawi and not Kante. Obviously, Kante playing in the Saudi League, not being an amazing card, whereas Krachawi, you know, almost 90 pace left back. Now, a lot of people go, but damn, we're 3 months into the game. Who on earth is using Krachawi? Well, again, these cards are out of packs. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. Believe it or not, people get FIFA on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, or maybe Christmas Day, and that's where the demand for the more meta cards comes in. So that's why Kante only rebounded to 10.6, but we can see that Krachawi rebounded to 11.9 because there was just that additional, let's say, weekly demand for her. So yeah, another thing to keep an eye out for is the low-rated fodder again outperformed the high-rated fodder. That's the first thing to take note of. The second thing is, if you can go and get a fodder that maybe has that additional sort of weekly demand, it can be pretty good. We'll talk about this again later in the video, about what sort of players have additional weekly demand on the plebs. Now, that's fodder covered. We also did have the likes of, if I can go and find him, Erling Haaland, who might have been SBC fodder. He went out of packs here, that was at 71k, and he did proceed to rise to 87k. Again, he would have been slightly SBC fodder last year, and he also would have obviously had weekly demand due to people wanting to use his card. But let's just jump back and have a little look at the cheap metas. Now, the cheap metas I've put as players that are like under 10k, that are dubbed as meta again. You got to understand, new people are getting the game, so there's new demand. So Alphonso Davies went out of packs here on the Thursday at 5.9k. He then proceeded to rise all the way from 5.9k, practically going extinct at 9.5k. So a really, really nice rise. So again, he went out of packs here and he doubled in price right there. We see the same sort of thing happening with Jeremy Frimpong. We can see before he went out of packs, he was 1.5k, and by the time he, was back in packs, he got all the way up to 3.2. So again, cheap meta, under 5k, doubled because of all the new players using these cards. And these actually outperformed any fodder that was an 84 rated. So that's quite a nice observation right there, that, especially if you maybe comparing these to higher rated fodder, the low rated or the sub 5k metas did really well. We move on to looking at some of the slightly more expensive metas. For example, we got Theo Hernandez, who, unlike this year, was only 15k, whereas this year is like 300k. So before he was in packs, he was 14k. Now, on the initial rise, which I believe would have been for the weekend league, he went from 14k up there to 19k. He actually then proceeded to drop till the 26th, which was interesting. Now, if you remember from a previous video, we talked about how the market drops between this Friday all the way through to the 26th, and even though Theo Hernandez was out of packs, he also dropped. In fact, he nearly dropped back down to the price he did drop back down to the price he was before he went out of packs. But then he then proceeded to rise from 14k to 19k. So what does this mean? Well, this means that anything that performs pretty well over this weekend, if we do go and see it drop to the 26th, it's just a guaranteed really nice investment. And that reason the market can drop going into the 26th, it's just a bit of panic selling despite the cards out of packs. We saw the exact same trend happen with Valverde. Again, all these players I'm showing you are players that went out of packs. I'll just re-show you. There's your Valverde that went out of packs. There's your Krachawi, your Grealish that went out of packs. Vinicius Jr., and so on and so on. There's your Alphonso Davies. Again, all went out of packs between the equivalent of this Friday through to the 1st of January. So let's head back onto this. Valverde had the same trend as Theo Hernandez, where before he was out of packs, he was 66k. He then rose up to 78k, but then dropped down there to 62, but rebounded back up there to 78. So again, kind of, if players have a really nice sharp rise between what they are on Wednesday, maybe what they are this weekend, but then crash back down, presuming they aren't replaced by an Evo or anything else, they can have a nice rebound. And again, we kind of saw this even happen slightly with Erling Haaland, where he went from 71 up there to 83, back down to 80, but then proceeded to rise to higher prices. Now, I had a few people yesterday ask me, Dan, should I go and buy Vinicius Jr. out pack? Surely he does well over Christmas. Well, I just don't think people who are getting the game at Christmas are upgrading to Vinicius Jr. And again, I can show you, Vinicius Jr. went out of packs last year. And if I go ahead right here, he just didn't do very well. We saw the rise where he rose between Thursday to Friday, went from 400 to 430, but then he proceeded to go and have that drop 430 down to the 26th at 380, and then rebounded up there to the Friday of 430. So again, just we compare that to Davies and Frimpong, who doubled in price. There just really isn't any good money on him. And again, it was the exact same thing with Hansen. Hansen again was out of packs. She was out of packs here, 266, went up to 311, down on the we show you right here actually. She was regressive if anything. Before she was out of packs, 315, went up to 337, then went down to 266, then rebounded back to 311. So she actually hit a higher peak, the equivalent of tomorrow, than she even hit for the rest of the time she was out of packs. And then when she went back in packs, her drop actually wasn't too bad. And that kind of, I'd say, wraps up a lot of the trends. So let me go through those trends again. So the best trends were buying low-rated fodder, which was Bremer and Grealish, and buying low-rated metas, or not low-rated, but low-price metas, which is Davies and Frimpong. So what we're going to go and do right now is we're going to go and see, okay, well, how have those two trends that we've looked at there and we've copped onto, how can we go and apply them to the players that are going out of packs? So let's go through the players right now. Vinicius Jr., like we said from last year, too expensive. Rodri can work, but I'd say he's a bit overkill for fodder. Mbappe, too expensive. Hansen, too expensive. Now Messi is coming in at SBC fodder, but I'd say he's probably a little bit too high rated. Valverde, I'd say he's probably not looking too bad. Now we might get it might be that you go and sell him this Friday if we see a big rise between today through to Friday. If not, again, you'll be holding on to him. Verts, slightly on the higher end of fodder, I probably wouldn't buy him. Gokres, you can buy him because he's 84 rated SBC fodder. Marquinhos, again, wouldn't want to buy him because he's a little bit too high rated. Batcher, you can buy because she's SBC fodder X meta, but again, I think there's better out there. Kvaratskhelia, I believe, is an 85 rated, so he's not bad fodder. Modric, I'd say, is a bit overkill. Elise, this comes into a third sort of way where we haven't even talked about. Potentially you could buy him because potentially he fits an Evo. We've seen Elise fit a fair few Evos, and of course he's out of packs for the best part of like 12 days. In those 12 days, I'd be very surprised if we don't get at least 7 or 8 Evos. So the Elise is on a third tier, which is he's not guaranteed to do well, but hey, if he fits an Evo, he can do very well. Dembele, perfect sort of player to go and buy. Leao, again, might have a little bit of a trend where he rises on the Friday, then drops to the 26th, then rebounds 26th through to the 1st. Davies, really good investment. Again, went out of packs last year. What I'd actually be interested in seeing, because I was meant to do this for the research, but I've just remembered I forgot. How did Davies do the last time he went out of packs? So Davies recently got a track start. Yeah, I know he did very well, actually. Davies got a track start on the 15th of November, and on the 15th of November, he did very, very well. He, in fact, went from 3k up there to 8.6k, and that's because Davies went and fit an Evo. So, yeah, he did very, very well out of packs last time, Davies, but you do have to appreciate that is because he did go and fit an Evo. Again, I don't think it's out of the picture that he fits an Evo this time. How many Evos has he fit this year? Yeah, I mean, he's fit a lot of it. I don't know how many of those are relevant to his position given, but he has gone and fit a fair few Evos this year, so, you know, could be a decent, well, I think he's a good gamble. I've bought a lot of him. I'll show you in a second what I've gone out and bought. So, back to the list. Paulinia, again, 85 fodder, it's okay. Ramirez, 83 fodder, it's okay. Reindeer kind of sits in the same boat as Elise. You've got to gamble on fodder. Rodman, she's very nice. Bit of meta, bit of fodder on there. Van der Ven, cheap meta's nice. Tamori, cheap meta's nice. Chiesa, cheap meta's nice. And Delo is in the same boat as Reindeer and Elise. And you just got to gamble on him being needed for an Evo. Now, the Winter Wildcards are anticipated to be out of packs at a different sort of time schedule. These are anticipated to be out of packs Friday to Friday rather than Friday all the way through to like the following Wednesday sort of thing, which is the best ofs. Is there any investments here? Haaland's got high rated and meta on his cards. Vinicius Jr. again too expensive. observing and view see, well, Vinicius Jr. is released in here and the best of. If you remember, during Black Friday, you can have multiple versions of cards in packs at the same time, and that's what should happen with Vinicius Jr. and the likes of Hansen. Hansen, again, too expensive for my liking. Heroes and icons just don't do... Buying heroes and icons for them to rise out of packs just isn't a thing regarding buying their base cards with them getting promo cards. De Jong, a bit of meta, a little bit too high rated for rating-wise, but he can be okay because of meta. Torre Di Natale, obviously, both leagues. Rice, again, I think it's a bit an overkill for rating. Lacazette and Lookman, a little bit too low rated, but you can gamble Lookman base card for in Evo. And I think that about wraps that up. I mean, I'll go and show you what I've gone unassigned on. I guess that's kind of what a lot of this video is all about. Currently, I've gone very heavily unassigned on Chiesa. I think Chiesa can do very, very well. I've gone and picked up loads there for 16. And then the thing that I've put the vast majority of my coins onto, I've also gone and picked up some Van der Vens here at 6.5 with a 14k price range. But the vast majority of my coins have gone into Alphonso Davies at 2.2. I do think he can do very well without an Evo, but obviously if he goes and fits an Evo, then maybe I get lucky and he goes to max price. The vast majority I picked up for around about 2.2, although he's up to about 2.5 now. I don't think 2.5 is even that bad. I think I could show you last year. You could have bought them. These cards could have been slightly inflated on the first day. If I can go and find the Alphonso Davies, like you could have got the card. You've gone from 2.6 to 2.7. Sorry, 4.2 to 4.9. I can't read for the likes of me. Which could have gone, oh, well, he's up 700 coins, I can't buy him as an investment. He's still nearly doubled, which is why I don't mind buying some of these cards a bit inflated. But yeah, that's going to go and wrap that up. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.